Hello and welcome to our channel. We are so glad that you are here with us today. Our aim is to provide you with engaging and informative content. If you enjoy what you see, please consider giving us a thumbs up or even a heart to show your support. Your feedback is incredibly important to us, so we encourage you to leave comments. Whether it's a question, suggestion, or any concerns, we want to hear from you. We value your input and will do our best to respond. We appreciate your presence here and are excited to share our content with you. So sit back, relax, and we will get started shortly. Thank you for being part of our community. Are you ready to get started? It's time to commence our program. We have a structured outline designed to guide our session effectively. I hope you're prepared to engage and participate actively. Your involvement is crucial for a fruitful discussion. We will explore various themes that are intended to enhance your understanding and provide practical insights. I encourage you to ask questions and express your thoughts throughout our time together. Let's aim for a productive and enlightening experience. So without any further delay, let's get started and make the most of our time together.
Good evening. Hey, it's so good to be here. Got a cough drop in my mouth. All day long, my throat's been like it's scratchy. But share a couple things with you real fast. One, if you're in the Louisville area, woke up to the news this morning or last night that a very good, dear friend of a lot of us, a guy we love, got some pretty, I'm not even going to call it bad news. Got news where God can be glorified. But it's not the end of the world. But we need to pray. Pray for Scott Sherman. Me and David Meek was honored and privileged to go sit and just spend a few minutes with that man. Amy bring me a cup of coffee because after all, this is Coffee with Dave. So grab your cups, hold them high, and say cheers. But I'm going to share with you something that Scott shared with us this afternoon. In life, there's two paths. There's not use his words, but imagine two cylinders, two sets of problems. You got big problems, you got little problems. Now, on the big side of the coin, there's only three big problems. One, not really a problem. Big events. The first one is giving birth to a child. That's a big event. The second, and not in no particular order, is leading someone to the realization that they need Jesus Christ. Man, it's a great time there. And the third one is death. And so many times we take our little problem, maybe the light bills due, or maybe knock the mirror off your car, or maybe whatever, and you kind of take that little problem and you make it into a big problem. But if we face those three problems, we face those three big events in our life: giving birth to a child, accepting Christ, or dying. It's not three things you got to face. It made perfectly good sense to me when he said that. So, Scott, if you're watching this or if you're going to see this, know that we love you. And we are going to be praying for our brother Scott. Second thing, March 7th here in Louisville. How many people like Chris Tomlin? I do. How many people like Matthew West? I do. Disciple, Emerson Road, a few others are going to be at the KFC Yum Center. So it's called Winter Jam. Wherever you're living at, look at your events pages. If Winter Jam's come to your area, it's a free concert. It's a $15 donation at the door, and you see Chris Tomlin, which I think is pretty cool. Third thing, on March 7th, March 13th, which is a Friday night, Joel Jackson, that Joel Jackson, will be in concert in Owensville, Indiana. It's praise night. It's at the First Christian Church of Owensville. Address is there on the screen. Special guest will be David Meek that night. We're going to open the door about 6:30. Show's going to start about 7. And it's brought to you by, sponsored by the Celebrate Recovery of Owensville. This night it's going to be special. Amy's cousin Dennis has the Celebrate Recovery in Owensville, and he started it because his daughter overdosed a few years back. I don't want to call it overdosed. She took a pill. What's up, Carol? Hello. And it took her life. And so he's giving back to the community and helping people with the Celebrate Recovery program in Owensville. It's going to be a great night. That's March 13th, and that's free, by the way. And then at the end of the month, there's something Amy and I look forward to every year. We get the glow sticks, the big LED glow sticks. We give them out and people shaking them, and just a real nice time. But it's with our friends at Level Ground. It's a Light the Night 2026. It's at the Oasis Center downtown here downtown Corydon, and it's a free event. It's going to be a blast. It'll be fun, and we're just happy to be able to be a small part and share this event stuff. So it'll be a fun night. Another update. Amy went to the dentist. They're working on her finish up the process that they have to go through. In case you don't know, Amy had all her teeth pulled out. She had what they call periodontal disease, and hey, what's up, Robert? And so, in the last few months, she has been going back and forth to the University of Louisville Dental School, which is taking good care of her. Shout out to her student, Gio. And we're beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel. So keep her in your prayers as she starts this new chapter in her life. Now, how y'all doing? You see the name right there? If you notice, I've been quiet on this page. And if you notice, the page is kind of changing. And it's frustrating a lot of times when you have something that you love, but yet you don't see the fruits. And you get discouraged. I look back at the memories and I look back at things, and Carol and Amy and I joke about this. We talk about this. I miss going down the road in the middle of the night with my phone on the dash, or going down the road during the daytime, my phone on the dash playing music going down the road. I miss that. I miss the Bible verses every day. There's so much that I miss. And I said here, and I kind of like said, and I paraphrase a little bit, if I can't have what I miss, then I want nothing at all. See, I was being selfish. I wanted something. I wanted something. And when this page was first created, one thing I always said to myself, and I said to Amy when she started helping me with it, and the other people who helped me, I don't want nothing put on the page because I feel like it's forced to be on here. That's the Pray for America group. That's Pray for America. The whole bundle. The group, the page, the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram, all of it. I don't want nothing put out just because we feel like we have to put it out. And so I said, I'm going to close it down. I didn't talk to Amy about it. I didn't talk to nobody about it. If I can't have what I want, I'm going to shut it down. And I went through the processes that it takes. I shut it down. And I got quiet on here. And I was going through a hard time. You know, and people say that little bird, that little voice on your shoulder, little dude on your shoulder standing up here. That little voice on my shoulder saying, congratulations. What do you think you're doing? And then my prayers are like, what are you talking about? You're taking over me. Wow. You're taking over me. Have I not given you a platform? Have I not given you a voice? Who are you to say yay or nay or what I told you to put together? Who am I is not who I am. You see, who is God? Who is God? God is Elohim, the creator, the mighty one. God is Yahweh. I am who I am, the self-existent one. See, God don't need me. God don't need you. He chooses to use us. So who am I is not who I am. We say when we go to Walmart, we make that statement many times. When I go to Walmart, I'm taking Jesus with me. When I go somewhere, I'm taking Jesus with me. But do we really? Do we really? Why would I say if I can have what I want, I'm shutting it down? When maybe God spoke to Amy about not posting a verse. Don't post something just to post it. Maybe God spoke to whoever about not sharing that. But here I am selfish. I want it. Who am I is not who I am. This past week was a young lady's named Tammy birthday. Tammy followed this page. Tammy reached out one night and shared some stuff with us. Tammy passed away of cancer, or passed away. in this past week was her birthday, and Amy was friends with her on Facebook. I might have been friend. I might be friends with her, but Amy's like, "Happy birthday in heaven, girl. We miss you." We had a friend of ours stop by here this afternoon, not to check up on us, not to snooze, but it's a a great friend who just wanted to come and share some love and say, "Hey, I love you guys." I remember a few years ago. Oh God, it's probably been 20 years ago now. I was driving my truck, and I pulled into this oasis, which is on the turnpike, where you stop and you park, and there's an overly priced McDonald's or a Burger King or whatever in the overly priced gift area. So before you buy the overly priced gas, because they got you, you're where you at. And I was taking my little break, and I walked inside. I took Olivia out and walked her, and I went inside. Notice I didn't have Olivia. Anyway, I went inside McDonald's, and the place is kind of crowded. And I bought me a double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. And I sat down at a place. This little boy sitting beside me. He says, "Hello, mister." "Hey, what's up, Perry?" He says, "Hello, mister. You must have got the big boy Happy Meal." And I looked over and he had a cheeseburger. I says, "You must have got the little boy's Happy Meal." He said, "No, I just got a cheeseburger. That's all my daddy could afford." And it kind of embarrassed his dad. And his dad told me that he lost his job or whatnot. And he wanted to make sure his boy got something to eat. And all he could afford was that cheeseburger at the overly priced McDonald's. And I got up and I went to the register. And I talked to the manager. I told him the situation real quick. And I bought the rest of the Happy Meal, the fries, the drink, and the toy. And I said, "I don't care how you do it." But it didn't come from me. And so, long story short, the manager walked around. He said, "There's the little boy." He said, "Ronald McDonald, the McDonald's clown, he told me to give this to you." And inside that box was all the toys in that series: French fries, cookies. He took $50 out of the drawer, gave it to Dad. And there was a stack of coupons in that box. Only because someone said something, only because someone did something. It wasn't me. It was God. Who am I? It is not who I am. You heard me share this story before. We were shopping and Amy prayed for a lady. It wasn't because of who Amy is. It's because what's in Amy. Carol posted a picture the other day. Her church, when they have the welcome to visitors, sometimes our pastor, and I'm not sure how often this happens, but they take your phone and take a selfie. And post on Facebook that you greeted somebody in church. And Carol was so scared. She wanted to be a part of it so bad, but because her immune system is messed up because of her fighting her cancer. But she posted a picture the other day of her meeting somebody at her church. See, it's not Carol. It's not Carol, but it's who he is. Yeah, Perry, keep Scott in your prayer. Guys, Perry McDaniel, you see his comments or you hear me speaking of him. He was the bass player for Hush Harbor. He's married and got two gorgeous twins. who are growing up quickly, but he's moved away, and so it's always good to see PMAC. You know, we love us some PMAC, but even with Perry, he had to make a decision. Like, you don't play my bass, I'm gonna go better myself. And he's an airline mechanic. He's an airplane mechanic for, I believe, American Airlines. You know, he's bettered himself. It's not because of who Perry is that those doors are open. It's because who he is. God. It's because who am I? Who is God that opened doors for Perry, because Perry trusted in God. My friends, we can go all night long looking at examples of where God has put us in places where we can be a minister, can be a light to someone. But yet we can sit here all night long and look at places that we were put in, that we wasn't the light that we're supposed to be. But who am I? There's a song by Casting Crowns. Who am I? Man, he's Yahweh. He's Jehovah Jireh. He's all-knowing. He's all-forgiving. And he's all love. 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter. You know, we're taught throughout the whole Bible to have faith, to have hope. And what does 1 Corinthians teach us? Faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love. If kids can teach us stubborn adults anything, it would be love. Our neighbor had a baby last year, 2 years ago. Man, it's hardly 2 years ago. But that little bundle of mass, that little bundle of baby has grown up now to a little independent, know-it-all 32-year-old. And we had snow here a couple weeks ago. You can see her outside, and she's all bundled up, and just want to go hug her neck and love on her. But that little baby, that little girl, that little kid can teach us a lesson. Perry's twins can teach him a lesson. You see, and here's the lesson. Kids get together and they play. And they play and they play. And soon that atmosphere, it grows. And instead of having one or two people playing together, you have the whole neighborhood playing together. And then the whole city's playing together. And eventually it spreads throughout. And all these kids, don't matter the color of the skin, nationality, race, don't matter if they're from Mars, Pluto, Saturn, or planet Earth. It doesn't matter. All they know is to play. All they know is to love each other. They don't have time to fight. They don't have time to hate. It's not who he is. It's not who am I. It's not who he is. Who am I is not who I am. If we can stop the bickering in DC and stop the complaining and, well, this person did that or that person did that, if we can just stop the distractions, we're going to have to stand in front of the throne of God. We're going to have to answer for ourselves. So why don't we start taking ourselves out of it and putting God where he belongs? You know, Amy gets mad at me sometimes because I don't pay attention to a lot of the current events in the world. Because what it is what it is. It's going to happen. You know, I just found out the other day that there's a whole military thing fixing to happen in Iran. Well, if you read your Bibles, you already know that. We live in a world where we can just have a little bit of chaos, a little bit of stress. We can't forget about God. We concentrated on the evil things. You know, Savannah Guthrie's mama. That's been on the news every day. And we've all watched it every day unfold. And they still ain't found her. But it's on the news. The Jeffrey Epstein stuff is still rampant on the news. Because they want to catch certain politicians in a lie. But even when they lie, God still loves them. God still forgives them. Why can't we just say, you know what? Whoever is involved in this Jeffrey Epstein thing, they just need to go to jail. I mean, period. I don't care who you are. But instead of trying to find the negative, why can't we just pray? Why can't we just pray for people involved? Why can't we pray that God's will be done? Why do we have to dig up the dirt? We know what happened. Now, I'm a victim. But if I keep dwelling on what happened in my past, I will forget. I won't be able to see my future. You know, they're trying to dig dirt. I'm not saying sweeping under the rug. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, when you find something, you can go on the internet and look at all this stuff. When they find something, how many times have we prayed for those people? How many times have we prayed for the Guthries as they're trying to find their mama? How many times have we prayed for elected officials? How many times have we passed a funny joke that's derogatory? How many times have we said, oh, that was funny? Yeah, it made whoever look bad, but that was still funny. How can people see the Christ in us when we're not willing to show it? I had some friends of mine at work. Amy, every night in my lunchbox says, you guys know, put your note in there, shine bright, be the light, light the night. And another night, this kid, I call him a kid, 24, 25 years old, named Anthony. He was having a hard time. He was having a frustrating time. And he shared with me later at night that he's wanting to go to church with grandma. And he's a black guy. He's like, man, that church is too long. But I'm going to church with my grandma. And he was excited that he was going to church with his grandma. And I told him, I said, Anthony, the next Sunday you go to church with your grandma, you let me know. And me and Amy will be there with you. And I'm looking forward to going. And I was joking with him the other night. I said, hey, it's going to be white people at your church. He started laughing. He's like, yeah, did I realize something? Ain't gonna be no white church, black church, Mexican church, whatever church. In heaven, it's gonna be church. It's not gonna be no Methodist or Baptist or Presbyterian or Lutherans or Catholics or whatever. It's gonna be Christians. So when are we, as a collective group of believers, going to get together and say, there's God? Who am I? You're God. And God is not who I am. I am not God. So why am I trying to make excuses? Why am I trying to make decisions of what I want to do when it's God's? Next time you're someplace and there's a situation or there's an opportunity, don't matter if you're in the belly of a plane, doesn't matter if you're at a doctor's office or a grocery store or at work, when there's an opportunity, do you share Christ or you just walk away? That day at the grocery store, and that lady had her back surgery, and she was trying to find certain things on her list, and she was hurting, and Amy prayed with her and grabbed her list and went all out to find her stuff. That blessed me more than anything. It didn't bless me because Amy done something, because Amy didn't do it to say, look at me. Amy did it because God said, take care of my child. My friends, for so long, I was worried about people. I was worried about numbers. I was worried about how many people can we share Jesus with. And although that's important, and although that is the main purpose of this page, of this ministry, of this group, of this outlets, although that's the main thing, is sharing Jesus. If we only reach one, God, just let us reach that one. Let your prayer be, let me reach that one. Let me be the light in that one person's life. Let me be that light of that person that's distressed. You never know. That person that comes in your life at the grocery store, at the bank, washing your car, whatever. You may be the only Jesus someone sees. What kind of example? What kind of Jesus are you showing them? My friends, I love you. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you. And as always, we thank God for his scars. Because his scars, they give mine meaning. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining us during this meaningful time together. We truly appreciate your presence and engagement. Our mission is to make Jesus famous in every aspect of our lives. If you feel that you need support in your relationship with Jesus, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to assist you and would love to have a conversation with you about your faith journey. If you have made the decision to accept Jesus tonight, we extend our heartfelt congratulations and welcome you to the family of God. This is a significant step, and we are excited for what lies ahead in your spiritual journey.